Boom, what's up guys? We are live. I am so sorry I'm late. I just had a billion things to do today. And if you guys saw my post from earlier, then you know that I've been dealing with a little bit of health stuff with my girlfriend and her asthma and stuff like that. So I'm just going to quickly post the links in the comments real quick and pin them to the top. Pin comment. Boom. So, yeah, the reason why we've called this live stream, I can see everybody pouring in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The reason why we are doing this live stream is because brand new video this Friday at 9 a.m. What's it been? It's been like 3 weeks. 3 weeks since we dropped Snowflakes. 3 weeks is pretty much my max. I can't go any longer than that without releasing a video. So this Friday, 9 a.m., brand new video. And might I say that this is one of the most visually striking videos that we've ever done. I think it is just unreal looking. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Oh, and so yeah, Friday morning, 9 a.m., the brand new video drops. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the artwork drops. So if you want to see what the song's called and catch a vibe for what the record's going to be about, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I drop the artwork as always. So tune in tomorrow at 9 for the artwork and the song title. And I'll be in the comment section talking with everybody. So I'm just going to go through my little list of things I need to talk about here. And then I'm going to jump into the comments and answer as many questions as I can. So if you guys have any questions, things you want to know about, questions you want answered, start dropping questions in the comment section now. And then I will go scroll through them in a minute and answer all your questions. So yeah, new video Friday, 9 a.m. The artwork drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you want to be amongst the first people to see this new video, there's two ways you can do it. You can either join the Hangover Gang newsletter or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Links to both of those things are in the comment section. I've pinned it. It should be easy for everybody to find. Just click the link, put in your email to join the Hangover Gang newsletter, or click the link and hit OK to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you do either one of those things, you will be amongst the first people to see the new video Friday morning at 9 a.m. If you join the mailing list, I will personally send you an email before the video goes live on YouTube, and you'll have access to the new video before the rest of the world. So join the Hangover Gang newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been hearing from a lot of people lately that they're being unsubscribed to my YouTube channel, and they're having to resubscribe constantly, like multiple times a week. So if you're watching this, do me a favor and go to YouTube and check if you've been unsubscribed from the channel. If you have been unsubscribed, please resubscribe. I would appreciate that. And then turn on your notifications, and hopefully YouTube will let you know when the video drops Friday at 9 a.m. So what can I tell you about this new video? What can I tell you about this new video that's dropping on Friday? I think that every once in a while, after you drop songs like Fake Woke, and after you drop songs like Clown World, and songs like Snowflakes, and stuff like that, if you drop one, it's not such a big deal. But if you drop multiple songs like that in a row, then everybody on the internet gets all hot and bothered, and they start saying, oh, he's a gimmick, he's a clickbait rapper, he just raps about hot topic issues, and he's not a real rapper, he's offensive for views, and he's clickbait, and blah, 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 blah. So every once in a while, I just feel like we have to shut those people the fuck up. Every once in a while, I feel like we have to drop something that hits all those people in the fucking teeth. So this Friday at 9 a.m., make no mistake, this song in this video, savage. It's a killer. And Nobody will be able to deny anything. Anybody that says he's clickbait, he's a gimmick, he's blah, 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 this video and this song is going to shut all those people the fuck up. So I cannot wait to give it to you on Friday. It's going to be super, super difficult for us to sort of break the records that Snowflake set. I mean, 1 million views in less than 24 hours on Snowflakes. 3 or 4 number ones on Billboard. Number 1 in all genres on iTunes for over a week. It's going to be really, really difficult to break those records with this new video. But I believe, and if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be us. So I would appreciate it if on Friday morning you guys were ready with me to just share the hell out of that video and post it everywhere you can and just spread the word like crazy. Not only do I want to do that because I would love to break the records we set with Snowflakes, or at least match them. Not only do I want everybody to get out there and go hard for that reason, but also, like, this song is a huge slap in the face. It's a kick in the gut, and it's a punch in the teeth to all the motherfuckers out there who aren't us. All the people who say that Hangover Gang is corny and ToM MAcDonAld's corny and he's clickbait and blah, 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 blah. This song is a giant fuck you to all those people, and it would just be awesome if I give you guys the middle finger. This is a metaphor. This middle finger is the music video. I'm going to give the middle finger to you guys on Friday. If you could take the middle finger that I give you on Friday and spread it around the internet like wildfire so we can give the middle finger to as many people as possible, I would really appreciate that. Like I said, this song and video is a giant fuck you, and the more people we can hit with it, the better. And we're just throwing it in their faces and proving them wrong once again. So I would appreciate it if everybody was ready to just share that video like crazy on Friday morning. What else is going on? So I guess you guys probably saw the post I made about Nova today and the problems that she's having with her asthma. Dude, yesterday was a freaking nightmare. As you guys probably know, like a couple years ago, Nova's asthma is so bad that a couple years ago she got like a seasonal cold, and then she ended up in the hospital for like a week, and it cost like 50 grand, and they were gonna have to do surgery, and like she coughed so hard that her lungs popped and all this air escaped into her chest cavity, and it was just like it was a horror movie. So then, since then, she's had problems with her asthma, but the problems that she was having yesterday were like far beyond usual. Like the symptoms were just like mega exasperated. So like it got to the point where I was having to carry her around the house and hold her hand every time she was walking somewhere. And then it got to the point where she couldn't talk on the phone because she was out of breath, and she couldn't stand up and walk because she was out of breath. And she started crawling around the house from the couch to the bathroom and stuff. Like it was gnarly. And I told her, I was like, she's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I was like, let me carry you there. And she was like, no, I'm gonna crawl. And I was like, why are you gonna crawl? What the fuck is the point of that? And she's like, no, I wanna crawl. So I was like, okay, whatever, do your thing. So she's crawling down the hallway, and she gets about halfway down the hallway, and she says, call 911. So my heart almost fucking jumps out of my chest. I'm on the phone with 911. Next thing I know, there's like an ambulance and all these firefighters and all this stuff. And they're like connecting her to breathing machines and all this crazy shit. And, dude, like, it was fucking terrifying for me because obviously all the worst case scenario shit's running through my brain. It was terrifying for fucking Nova. Just a really scary, scary situation. And we were literally just getting ready. Yo, this is like a thing of iced tea, caffeine-free a vibrant herbal infusion of hibiscus, orange peel, and cinnamon is fucking disgusting. Disgusting. But it's all I got. Ugh. So not only was it horrible, in just a life perspective, but we were also just about to finish shooting the last pieces for the new video that we're dropping on Friday. So when all this shit's going on with Nova and she gets checked out and get her back into the house and on the couch, I'm like sitting around like, holy shit, like I can't finish the video by myself. Like I might have to fucking cancel the video that's dropping on Friday, which honestly didn't really fucking mean that much to me because I was just happy that she was okay and they didn't like take her away and bring her to the hospital. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, like I've never had to cancel a video before. I hope people aren't upset. And like we've pretty much every time I've ever promised you guys something, we came through on it. So it was just like kind of scary to be like, oh shit, we might have to cancel this video. And fucking before I know it, like Nova's up walking around and she's like, oh, that breathing treatment like just fucking saved me. Like I feel great now, like blah, 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 blah. So I was like, holy shit, okay, well, like, are you up to fucking shooting the rest of this video? And she was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we spent, a few hours finishing off the video, and I was just like, the whole time, I was just thinking to myself, like, what a fucking badass. I don't care how tough your wife is. I don't care how badass her girlfriend is. I don't care how much grit your significant other possesses. There is nobody on the planet as tough as Nova. They do not make people as tough as Nova very often. It is a fucking rarity. The whole time we were shooting this video, I was just sitting there between takes, just like looking at her, just thinking to myself, like, holy fuck, like 60 minutes ago, you were laying on the fucking sidewalk surrounded by paramedics. And now you're in here shooting a fucking music video like it never even happened. Like, that's the type of shit that would leave most people shook, if not for the rest of the night, for a couple days. Like, fucking crazy. So, this might be the first time that we can legitimately say that it almost killed us to shoot this fucking video. And it's true. It did. But anyways, Nova, like for all the people that were wondering and sending messages, Nova's much better today. She had a couple little stints where things got kind of gnarly today and she needed to strap the mask on her face and use the nebulizer and shit. But that's the fucking nature of asthma, unfortunately, and it's a bit of a nightmare and it's a scary thing, but she's doing much, much better now. And yeah, so worry not. Nova is fine, and secondarily, the music video is still coming out on Friday, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, that's the haps in my world in the last 24 hours. So I'm gonna jump in the comments and start answering questions now. So if anybody has any questions, please start dropping them in the comment section now. Please, if you ask a question, end your question with a question mark, okay? Because there's so many questions that come in on such a constant basis that when I'm flipping through, I just look for the ones with question marks and I answer those. So if you have a question and you really want it answered, please punctuate it with a question mark. Makes it easier for me to find, and then you have a higher probability of me answering your question. So I'll jump in the comment section right now. I'm going to circle back one time and just say that the brand new video drops Friday at 9 a.m. If you want to see it first, please join the Hangover Gang newsletter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. The links to both of those things are pinned in the comment section. Just click the link, enter your email, and you've signed up for the Hangover Gang newsletter. or click the link and hit OK, and you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. Super easy. New video Friday morning, 9 a.m. The artwork drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. So meet me here tomorrow if you want to see what the song's called. And please, PSA, public service announcement, Amber Alert. Please be ready to share this video like crazy on Friday morning. I'd appreciate the hell out of it. It means the world. I'm going to jump into the comments right now and answer as many as I can. Teresa Rasmussen says, what is the meaning behind the Make America Hate Again beanie? Oh, I thought I might have it in here, actually. It's not in here. So that's the ski mask that says Make America Hate Again on it. And a lot of people thought that beanie had something to do with like being pro-Trump, and a lot of people thought it was anti-Trump. People thought it was a political statement of some sort. And honestly, it wasn't at all. It just wasn't. Like, what ended up happening was I had made a couple videos that people were really mad at. Hell of It and White Boy and Politically Incorrect and stuff like that. And people were super mad about those songs and just telling me all the time, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate your music, I hate you, I hate this, I hate that, blah, 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 blah. So then I did a song called Everybody Hates Me. And I just felt like at that point in time, my music was doing nothing but pissing people off. So I just figured that, thanks, baby. So I just, oh, sick. I just figured that this is the ski mask that you guys are wondering about. It says Make America Hate Again on it. So like I said, it had nothing to do with making a political statement. It was just, the song was called Everybody Hates Me. Everybody was hating me on the time. I felt like my music was just pissing people off and making people hate me. So I just thought Make America Hate Again was just a funny play on, obviously, Trump's slogan that was going on at that time. And like, low key, just the red with the white block letters on it, boom, boom, boom. It was just striking. And that was something that was just all over the place at that point in time. So I just took that, adapted it for Everybody Hates Me, and that's where the ski mask came from. And it's really not any deeper than that. But a lot of people think that it's pro-Trump, anti-Trump, political, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, it's just not. It's not a political thing. The song was called Everybody Hates Me. That's what we adapted it and put it on the ski mask. That's really it. Bryce Brinley says, when are you coming to Nebraska for a show? We can't fucking wait to get back on the road. But here's the thing. And I'm not going to answer any more tour questions than this because I feel like this is all encompassing. We do have a tour in the works right now. We are in the planning stages of putting our next tour together. Here is the thing. It has to be safe for Nova. Okay? If that is accentuated by what happened yesterday and having to call an ambulance and stuff for her, it's very, very dangerous for Nova to go on the road right now because of the pandemic and COVID and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to talk about COVID. I don't care if you think it's a scam, if you think it's real, if you think it's a little bit of both, if you think it's been blown out of proportion, if you think it's been swept under the rug, if you think it's a combination of all those things. And personally, that's where I'm at. I think it's a combination of a bunch of weird shit. Regardless, COVID is a real thing and people are getting COVID. I know people who've gotten COVID. Nova knows people who've gotten COVID. We are one generation separated from people who have died from COVID. So it's a thing. And like I said, Nova got a seasonal cold and she was in the hospital for almost a week a couple years ago. Her asthma was so bad last night that we had to call the fucking ambulance. It's not safe for Nova to go out right now. It just isn't. So we're just letting shit chill and we're watching what's going on and analyzing stuff and looking at what's going on across the country and just being safe. And it's calming down right now at a very rapid rate. So as soon as it looks like it's safe enough for Nova, we're gonna hit on the road and we're gonna hit everywhere. Bryce asked about Nebraska. Cool. We're gonna hit Nebraska and we're gonna hit everywhere else. So fear not. The tour is in the planning stages right now. I'm not going to announce anything. I'm not going to say when it's going to be But the tour is in the planning stages now, so just stay tuned. It's coming. I cannot fucking wait to see you guys on the road. I can't wait. I'm just flipping through here, looking for questions. Laura Southard says, can you talk about your story that you outlined in Sober? You went through some really crazy stuff. Dude, yeah, I went through some really crazy stuff. I mean, it's really easy to go through some crazy stuff when you make really stupid decisions for an extended period of time. And essentially, like, that, I mean, that's what I was doing, man. It didn't start out that way. Like, I've been drinking since I was a kid. I was a pro wrestler before I was a rapper. Like, I've been around party culture like my whole life. And out of all the shit that you see in party culture and stuff, the one thing that really stuck with me and the one thing that I really enjoyed was drinking. So, you know, it was a really slow, that's what's dangerous about addiction. You do something because you enjoy it, you do something because it makes you feel good, and then you keep doing it because it's making you feel good, and you're doing it more and more often and more often and more often and more often. And all of a sudden, one day you're just like, holy shit, I'm fucking addicted to this shit. And you don't realize until you're smack dab in the fucking middle of it. That's what's so dangerous about it. So, everything that I talked about in the Sober music video, or the song called Sober, that was all legitimate stuff. All the crashed cars and crazy situations I spoke of, working up north on the oil rigs and the oxys and all that shit. Like, that's all true story. All I can say is that, like, I'm super, 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 super grateful to have made it out of that alive, because, to be quite frank, most people don't. Like, one of the guys that was, when I was talking about the oxys and working up north on the oil rigs and stuff, like, one of my best friends on that crew that worked up on those oil rigs with me, his name was Glenn, he overdosed and died from that shit. Like, 3 months after I quit that job, or 6 months after I quit that job, he overdosed and died. So, like, I'm just very grateful to have made it out of there. And yeah, man, like, drinking was my thing. I just really liked it. And before I knew it, I liked it way too much. And to me, it was like, it wasn't really, it was weird. I didn't feel like I was addicted to drinking. I felt like I was addicted to having the best time ever all the time. And for some reason, alcohol seemed to facilitate that. So it's like, I just wanted to have a good time and feel good and be happy and be with my friends and just, and catch that vibe. And the common denominator to all of those good times was booze, unfortunately. So yeah, it was a slippery, slippery slope. I didn't realize I was sliding down it until it was too late and I was in the bottom of a fucking hole. And I'm glad at this point to say that I've climbed out and things are well. So, Robert Douglas Jr. says, when is your next album going to drop? Well, Robert, I can't say when for sure my next album is going to drop. All I can say is, every year I do one collab album and then I do my solo project. So last year it was Killing the Neighbors, and then I dropped Gravestones and Flowers for the Dead, the album and the mixtape. This year, the collab project was As Far as the Stars with my girlfriend Nova and my ace homie Brandon Hart. So now that collab project's out of the way. So all that's left now is for me to drop my solo project. And all I'm going to say is, if you look back at the way things have worked, Death Threats, Ghost Stories, Gravestones, and Flowers for the Dead, all of those solo albums came out in August. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. We're almost in July, and all my solo projects for the last 4 years have come out in August. So, you know, there's a lot of big songs out there right now that aren't even on an album yet. Best Rapper Ever, Fake Woke, Snowflakes, Cancelled, Clown World. Tons of my biggest songs are not even on any album yet. So I'm just saying, judging by my track record, every August I drop my solo projects. So keep your eye out in August. Tiffany Ledbetter says, how do you think up new songs so quickly? I don't know. It just seems like I catch a lot of flack for doing like a lot of political, like themed songs and stuff. But it's just like, since the beginning of time, artists have made music about politics. Some of the greatest bands ever. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Nirvana. People make, David Bowie. People make music about politics. Artists make music about politics. Artists make music about the environment that they live in and the things that influence them every day. And it's weird that people are so fucking dumbfounded that like, oh, all ToM MAcDonAlD does is write songs about politics and blah, 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 blah. A, that's fucking not true. And B, the reason why I write a lot of songs about politics is because we're fucking bombarded with that shit everywhere. Go on Facebook, it's all fucking politics. You go on Twitter, it's all politics. Instagram's politics. Turn on the TV, politics. Newspaper, politics. Radio, politics. We're just bombarded with this shit. How could you not be thinking about this shit on a semi-constant basis? So I just feel like I'm digesting so much of that shit. That's what I write a lot of music about. So how do you think up new songs so quickly? It's pretty easy. Like in the age of information that we're in right now, it's just we're constantly just being boom, 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 bombarded with pop culture and politics and economics and social shit and blah, 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 blah. It's just such a massive influx of stimulants. It's like impossible to not be writing songs at a really high rate. So that's it. I'm not like some wizard that just whips up songs. It's just that there's so much going on in the world. It's just really easy to just talk about it, you know? Carrie Lane. This is a weird question from Carrie Lane, and this is actually like the second time I've heard about this in the last couple weeks. She says, ToM MAcDonAlD, can you get your music onto TrueLinks so prisoners can have access to your music, please? I heard that there's a couple other different streaming platforms that are working exclusively in prisons in the United States. And I'm looking into it right now because I just feel like there's a lot of pieces of shit that get locked up, but there's a lot of fucking half-decent, good people that get locked up. And it's a shame that those guys got to sit around and those gals got to sit around all day and not have music to listen to. Music is an escape. And if you're locked up for 5-10 years, 24-hour lockdown, stuck in a pod with a bunch of other people, I'm sure you're looking for any escape that you can get. So it's become sort of important to me, and as you know, as big as I back the police and champion law enforcement and military and stuff like that, I'm also well aware of that there's a ton of great people that have got locked up for stupid mistakes, or maybe got blamed for some stupid mistakes that weren't even theirs. And I want to provide those people with an escape as well. So I've been looking into that. So Carly Lane, just know that I'm working on it, and we'll try to get the music into the prisons shortly. Danny Giovanni says, that's a sick name. You sound like a rapper. Danny Giovanni. It's probably Giovanni. Donnie Giovanni's even doper. So if we could just switch the A in Danny to an O, and you were Donnie Giovanni, that's gangster. Danny Giovanni says, will you ever go back to the haunted town in Canada? So you guys might have seen, I did like a ghost story, like I think it might have been a couple months ago now, where I told everybody about exploring this abandoned town in Canada, which was supposed to be, which has been labeled as the most haunted place in North America. And I did a big story about it and told everybody about our experiences. our paranormal experiences there. Would I ever go back there? I would only go back there in the daytime. Because in the daytime, when my story started that I told, in the daytime, it's creepy, but it's not fucking terrifying. When the darkness falls, shit in that town gets real fucking weird, real fucking fast. So if I was going to go back, I'd go back in the daytime, no problem, but I'm not staying there. I'm not staying there after sunset. It's not happening. But I would love to go back in the daytime. Ray Stapler. That's another dope rap name. Ray Stapler. You guys got doper rap names than me. ToM MAcDonAlD is the worst fucking rap name ever. I sound like the whitest, nerdiest guy ever. Which I kind of fucking am, so I guess it's fitting. Ray Stapler says, how often do you send out merchandise orders? So we send out merchandise orders every single fucking day. Hundreds a day. But there's just so many that come in that sometimes, like, if it takes a week to get people's stuff out. And, like, when we do a big sale or we do a big clothing line drop or something like that, obviously that's a massive, pardon me, influx of orders. And that slows down our process a little bit and makes it a little more difficult for us to actually get the stuff out there. That being said, orders are shipping. Hundreds of orders are shipping every single day. So just please hang in there. They're on their way. If you've ordered like some ridiculous amount of time ago, if you ordered 3 weeks ago or a month ago or something like that, and you haven't seen your stuff, just send an email. Myself, Brandon, and Nova do the emails constantly. We respond to them every single day. Sometimes it takes a couple days for us to get to your email, but we will respond. But if you email us with your order number, we will look into it, get your tracking number, find out where it's at, give you the tracking number so you can track it. If something's gone wrong and the tracking number's not working or it just hasn't showed up, gladly resend whatever it is that got lost, whether that was t-shirts or hoodies or CDs or whatever it is. Gladly resend it to you. Absolutely no problem. Free of charge. We'll take care of it. So yeah, we're shipping every single day. Sometimes it takes longer than I'd like because we have so many orders coming in right now. But we ship every day. And if something doesn't show up, we will gladly replace it for free. Just send an email with your order number. Ben McDonald says, how long have you and Nova really been together? I really want to know. You guys are so awesome. Well, Nova and I have been friends for probably like 15 years, I want to say. Probably something like 15 years. We've been like best friends. And we've been together in a relationship for, I think, like 5.5 years. It's been a while. So, there you go. Easy question. Thomas Dildine. Not a good rap name. The last three, good rap names, including Ben McDonald. I can't say Ben McDonald's a bad rap name because ToM MAcDonald's my rap name. So, oh, I just got a text message from No Life Shack. That's my guy. I'm gonna have to text the coach back when we're done here. The last three people, good rap names. Thomas Dildine, not a good rap name. Anyways, Thomas Dildine says, I'm really waiting for this next one to drop. Can I say that this video will be epic before it drops? You don't even have to say that this video is going to be epic before it drops. I'll say it. This video is fucking epic. Fucking epic. And it hasn't dropped yet. Not only is the video epic, but the song is epic. So I'll just call that right now. Yes, it's epic as fuck. Daniel Skilling says, I can't wait to hear the new song. I am extremely happy that Nova's okay. Hopefully you are doing okay as well. I'm good. Obviously, tensions were running a little high yesterday with everything that was going on with Nova, and holy shit, am I going to have to cancel this music video? And then I had sort of got to a place in my head where I was like, okay, like, well, we're not going to shoot it today, so, like, we're not going to finish it today. How, like, there's got to be another way we can finish this before Friday. But I was already, like, coming to the conclusion that, like, this might not happen. And if it does happen, it might not be how we originally envisioned it. So then when Nova jumped behind the camera and she's like, I'm ready to go, let's do it. I was like, sort of in a weird place in my head where I wasn't really ready to shoot it mentally at that point because I was already trying to come up with backup plans. So then I was like, okay, fuck, let's shoot it. And I went and shaved my face and stuffed my contacts in my eyes and did my whole shit and did the video and finished up. And I wasn't mentally prepared for that because, like I said, I'd kind of written it off. So I'm fucking tired, to answer your question. I am tired as hell, Daniel. And I appreciate you asking, but like mentally, I feel good. Physically, I'm well. I'm just exhausted right now. But what else is new? We just dropped that whole new clothing line last week, and now we're moving right into the next video, and it never stops. As an independent artist, without a label, without a manager, without an agent, without PR, without a team, without anything, it's just myself and Nova. I'm just tired all the time. That's my resting state, is I work 20 hours a day and I'm fucking tired all the time. And it feels kind of weird saying something like resting state when I like never have the chance to rest at all. But yeah, I'm good, bro. I appreciate you asking. I'm just tired, but I'm happy and I'm excited to drop this video on Friday, and I'm motivated, and I'm relieved that Nova's okay. So, and those are all positive things. So I can't complain. Anna Marshall says, do you ever get tongue twisted? You're so good. I often think, is it possible for you to get tongue twisted? Constantly. I've been recording so much music lately. Like, there was I recorded this whole verse. Like, this is so fucked. I recorded this whole verse the other day that I was dreading recording because, like, I have really lazy speech. So it's like, I'm not the most, like, technically advanced, like, rapper. So if I write something that's, like, super complicated and, like, takes a lot of technical ability and shit, like, sometimes it's really difficult for me and I get really, really frustrated with it. So I wrote this really complicated thing, and then I rapped the whole fucking thing in one take, like, and it sounded fucking incredible. And the last 4 bars were like these super basic, like, 4 bars. And I don't know what it was. I wish I could look at it on my phone right now and just read it to you guys because it's, like, fucking hilarious. But, like, the last 4 bars were so basic and simple, and they weren't fast, and there wasn't, like, a lot of syllables, and there wasn't, like, complex flow, nothing. It was just, like, this really basic 4-line end to this verse. And I could not for the fucking life of me say it. Like it was this weird thing where I was supposed to be saying, like, both or something, like the word both. And I kept, instead of saying b with a B noise, I kept saying ch, like chose or choth instead of both. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why is this so hard? And I recorded it like 15 times until I got those 4 basic fucking bars done correctly. So, yes, when I get tongue twisted, it's a fucking massacre. Like, something just clicked off in my brain and the synapse just, like, shut down, and it was like, you don't know how to say these words, ToM MAcDonAlD, you fucking idiot. And I sat here for probably 25 minutes just recording these 4 bars over and over again. That was like fucking a day ago. So that's the long and short of it. Yes, definitely get tongue twisted. Angel Morgan says, can you please give my son Riley a shout out? He loves you. Shout out to Riley. And shout out to you, Angela. Matt Ewing says, what do you guys do when you are working? What do we do when we're working? We're fucking working. Like, what do you mean? That's like if somebody's digging a hole and you're saying, what do you do when you're digging a hole? Well, I'm fucking digging a hole. The fuck are you doing? Asking me stupid questions while I'm fucking digging this fucking hole. Wait. I think Matt Ewing might have meant, what do you guys do when you are not working? Because that would make sense. What do we do when we're not working? I honestly don't fucking know. We are always working. The last time we weren't working, we were calling fucking 911 because Nova was suffocating. That's the last time I remember not working. Honestly. So it's like, we have to continue working all the time because if we stop, one of us is going to fucking die. We have to be working constantly. But low key, we actually, in the evenings lately, like around like midnight, 1 a.m., we'll sit down and play like video games for an hour before we crash out. And we found this video game the other day called Breath Edge. Has anybody here heard of Breath Edge? Fucking so dope. So you're an astronaut. It's like a survival game, but you're in space. So you wake up in this spaceship that's like all fucked up. And you like gotta fix the antenna on it and upgrade your, like you can fly around outside the spacesuit, like, or outside the spaceship in your spacesuit. You can like fly around in space and get materials and find supplies and shit. But you're like running out of oxygen constantly. So you keep having to go back to the spaceship and upgrade your spacesuit so you can breathe longer, or build these little oxygen stations out in space where you can like fly to and get oxygen and then continue on your journey or whatever. It's fucking so dope. I love survival games. Usually I like zombie survival games. But I said to Nova like a couple months ago, why is there no space survival games? Space survival game would be fucking lit. And then she found it the other day and I was like, holy shit, we finally have a video game that I want to play. So in the evenings for like an hour at a time, we've been playing that a little bit. But besides that, we work so much that like that's it. Like all we do is work. For like 20 minutes a day, we'll jump out in the pool and swim around a little bit and whatever. And we'll play video games for like an hour at night. But beyond that, it's like we're either shooting a video, editing a video, planning a video, recording music. Both of us record music all the time. Designing clothing lines, releasing clothing lines, like shooting commercials and funny videos and content for online and blah, blah, blah. It just never ends. There's always stuff to do. And when we play video games or go swim, we can only do it for a short period of time because there's so much work to do that we can't not be working for any longer than that. So that's it. Heath Jones says, could you say hello to my son, Stetson Jones? What's up, Stetson Jones? And shout out Heath Jones, your dad. And shout out Indiana Jones. I hope you guys are related. That would be fire. Laura Southard says, where did you film I Don't Care, and how did you come up with that video idea? I Don't Care was shot out in the Salton Sea, I believe. Somewhere sort of like deep out in the Salton Sea. How did I come up with the idea for that video? I think it was kind of a non-idea, really. I just had written I Don't Care, and here's the thing. When you're writing songs and shooting music videos, the music video has to add to the song. It has to accentuate the song. And if it doesn't, then there's no point in it existing. And even worse, you can do a music video that actually detracts from your song and takes something away from your song. So with I Don't Care, I thought the song was so strong. I thought the writing was so strong, and I wanted people to hear every single little thing that I said in the verses of I Don't Care. So instead of doing like a big, extravagant, expensive video, I was like, yo, I just want to go out somewhere that's barren and empty, and I just want to rap my ass off and not give people a whole bunch of visually stimulating things. I want people to be paying attention to the song, the words in the song, what I'm saying, and how I'm saying it. So that was it. To me, I Don't Care was really like a non-idea. It was just like, take all the bells and whistles and lighting and smoke and mirrors and bullshit away and just have me in the fucking Salton Sea rapping my ass off and force people to pay attention to the words of the song. And I think it worked. And there you go. Aaron Lay Solomon says, was the video for church hard to do for you? The song for church was hard for me to write and record just because it's a heavy song, you know what I mean? There was definitely parts of that video that like my eyes were welling up and stuff. It's a pretty heavy track, so but at that point, by the time we were shooting the video, I had written the song, made the beat, listened to it 1,000 times, while I was producing it, and then listened to it more, planning the video shoot, and blah 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 blah. So after you hear something that many times, I think that it starts losing its impact when it's your own. So it wasn't particularly difficult to shoot. It was in its inception stages when I had just written it and just recorded it and stuff like that. It was touching me. It was touching me pretty intensely at that time. But the video wasn't particularly hard. The hardest part was I said to Nova, oh, I think that we need some shots of me sort of like walking around somewhere and just film me performing, like walking down a sidewalk or a street somewhere. So we went like way the fuck out into a different city, and I was walking around, and I said to Nova when we got there, she was like, I don't think you can just like walk around outside without people like bothering you. Like, we're going to be trying to shoot a music video. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, we're going to be fine. Like, let's go shoot this video and like da-da-da-da-da. And we'll go to some, like, we'll drive for an hour and find some chill neighborhood somewhere and we'll just shoot it there. So we did that. And then we park. And within 5 minutes of being outside the vehicle, I'm walking and Nova's filming me and I'm performing. And within 5 minutes, the first take of the music video, skirt, this car is pulling over and people being like, holy shit, dude, can I get a photo with you? Da-da-da-da-da. Which was totally fine and totally cool. But like, I was like, holy shit, like, you're totally right. I did not fucking expect this at all. So that was the most difficult part of the video, was shooting that particular scene where I was just like walking around, because people kept bugging us while we were trying to film this fucking video. So yeah, Nova called that one, but, Tiffany Nicole Carr says, have you ever thought about doing a collab with any rock or metal artists? If so, who and why? Yeah, all the time. I think about it all the time. It's just like, there's a lot of amazing rock and metal bands that I grew up listening to and stuff. I think that like, there's a lot of bands that I'd like to collaborate with for sort of my own personal, selfish gratification, bands that I grew up listening to and stuff. And there's a lot of bands that I'd like to collaborate with just on the basis of them being fucking iconic. So I guess like at the top of the list, maybe like Korn, Slipknot. Who else? Nickelback. Korn, Slipknot, Nickelback. Limp Bizkit would be fire because I came up on them. But I'm gonna leave it with Korn, Slipknot, Corey Taylor, Nickelback. That would be fire. Slipknot's at the top of my list. As far as metal goes, dude, if I could do a song with Slipknot, you know how I tell those stories about why I sell my CDs or why I sell my albums on CDs, and I was the kid sitting outside of the CD store waiting for it to open up so I could rush inside and buy the new CD that just dropped that day. Also, that's an experience that kids have no idea about anymore, and it was like one of the fucking best parts of my childhood ever. A lot of the times I was sitting outside that CD store waiting to get inside to buy the CD, I was waiting on a Slipknot album. Whether it was, I think the last time I sat outside a CD store waiting for a CD was Slipknot, Iowa. I was just a kid. So yeah, Slipknot's at the top of my list. Monica Porter says, can you shout out my husband, Jimmy Gambino? We are both watching together. Shout out Monica Porter and her husband, Jimmy. Hope you guys are well. Chris Arkmont says, Tom, will Brandon travel with y'all for the tour? Dude, when I said in the song My Fans, which was a song that I wrote for Hangover Gang, I referred to my shows as being like a family reunion. And not only is it a family reunion for like me and all of you guys, because Hangover Gang comes together and a lot of people get to meet each other for the first time and make friends and have a good night together with me and with each other. But Brandon tours with me and opens the show. And Nova follows Brandon and comes on right before me. And my dad comes on tour with us as well. So it's like, it's me, my girlfriend, my best friend, and my dad. And we travel the roads together and do the shows together and do everything that needs to get done. So yes, Brandon will be with me. Nova will be with me. It really is a family reunion at our shows. And I cannot wait to get back out there and rock a few with y'all. Ricky J, this is a hilarious question. Ricky J. Hilliard says, do you think that you and Eminem would do a collab video with Stan's Revenge where you as Stan confront him for not responding to Dear Slim? No, I don't think that would happen. I think a lot of people were under the impression that like I expected or wanted a response from Eminem. And that just like was never the case. Like I saw that there was an Eminem beat available and me as the 14-year-old ToM MAcDonAlD inside me was like, holy shit, you started rapping because of this guy, because of Eminem, and you could rap on an Eminem beat. And how fucking full circle and epic is that? It's incredible. So that's what I did. And I did that for me. Just like rapping on, buying an Eminem beat, rapping on an Eminem beat. That's what was special about it for me. Like, would it have been fucking cool if M said something about it? Absolutely, it would have been cool. Did I expect him to? Absolutely not. I knew from the jump when people started saying, oh, he's going to respond, it was highly unlikely. And if he did respond, like, I highly doubt he's going to even say anything nice. Because as far as, you know, politics go and stuff like that, I think Eminem and me, I feel like Eminem thinks that we're as far apart from one another as you could possibly get. So I couldn't even see him, if he did respond, I couldn't see him saying anything nice. So, I mean, so it is what it is, man. And like I said, like, well, I didn't expect to hear from him. It would have been really cool, even if he fucking said something shitty about me. It still would have been cool to hear the guy who got me my start in rap. It would have been cool to hear him make reference to me or say my name or whatever. But it doesn't fucking matter. What was special about it to me was I got the beat from somebody I looked up to when I was a kid, and I rapped a song on that beat, and that's what it was special. And I'm all about doing special things as far as this music goes. I think like the big fake wokes and snowflakes, those are special fucking songs. People So Stupid. Those are special songs. I like doing things out of the ordinary that cause an impact, that make people say, wait a minute, this is fucking crazy what this guy's doing right now. Because I remember sitting around watching Eminem and watching Lil Wayne and watching 50 Cent and watching Jay-Z and watching Nas and watching all these guys, and I would get like a feeling inside me like, holy shit, like this is so crazy, like this is so fucking cool, like oh my God, like I got this feeling inside me, and I want to make people feel the way that I did when I was a kid watching that shit. So I feel like if I can do that, that's sort of my mission objective, and I feel like that would be that's a really amazing thing to be able to do. And I feel like getting the beat and doing the song on the Eminem beat about Eminem and blah, 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 and referencing Stan and having it be an homage to that video and that song, da, 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 da. I felt like that was a really special thing. I hope it gave people a feeling in their soul, like many artists did for me when I was a kid. And that's really what it was all about. It wasn't about getting a response or getting a reply or some shit like that. Like I said, that would have been cool. It wasn't necessary, it wasn't expected, and it was highly unlikely. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, my friend. Amanda Tate Beck says, when are you going to tell us more ghost stories? Hopefully soon. Just flipping through here. Amanda Kodo says, can y'all make more TikToks, please? They're hilarious. I've literally never publicly said that I was on TikTok. This is the first time right here. We're breaking ground right now. I am, in fact, on TikTok. My name is Hangover Gang on TikTok. And I do a lot of stupid things on TikTok. So yes, I will continue to make more TikToks. Unfortunately, being a TikToker has become part of my job at this point. Emerin K. Ramos says, who is your inspiration in writing songs? You know, I don't really get inspiration from any one person or any other artist. Like, lots of things inspire songs. What's going on in the world today, the things I see online, the things that you guys say to me, the conversations I have with my family and my girlfriend. A lot of things inspire songs and making music. It's not just any one person, you know what I mean? Just flipping through here. Cody Johnson says, I showed my dad your music and he said that he bets that you like Rage Against the Machine. So I'm curious, did you or do you? Rage Against the Machine is one of the greatest fucking bands of all time. Whether you agree with their politics or not, Rage Against the Machine fucking rocks forever. Love Rage Against the Machine. I actually ended up playing them the other day when I was working out. Yeah, Rage is the fucking truth, man. They're the shit. Tiffany Nicole Carr says, what made you switch from wrestling to rapping? It was a lot of things, really. But essentially, the Reader's Digest is accumulated injuries and politics in the wrestling business just made me get out of it. I've been writing my entire life, poems and rock songs and rap songs. I've been writing music my entire life and never had the balls to put it out into the world or show anybody or be public about it. And my knees were fucked up. My back was fucked up. There was a lot of people who didn't like me in the wrestling business because I was started out when I was 14 years old. By the time I was 16, I was wrestling on TV shows. When I was 17 and 18, I was wrestling on pay-per-views with huge stars like the Buff Bagwells and Lex Lugers and Rick Steiners and I think Scotty 2 Hotty was on one of the shows. Billy Kidman, Rikishi, I was a kid And I was having all of these people, 35, 40 years old, 45 years old, that had been in the wrestling business for 20 years. And they're telling me, kid, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're going to be WWF champion one day, blah, 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 blah. And when a bunch of people you look up to are filling your fucking head with you're the greatest thing ever, you get like a little bit of a fucking chip on your shoulder. And, you know, a 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid with a chip on his shoulder, wrestling people twice his age all the time that don't want to be listening to an 18-year-old kid, but they have no choice but to listen to me because I'm better at it than they are. It just ruffled a lot of feathers, man, and pissed a lot of people off. And the politics got ugly, and people were trying to get me kicked off shows and hold me down and beat me up and blah, 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 blah. So that coupled with I fucking crushed all the cartilage in both my knees. I just got hit in the head with a golf club and lost half my ear. Shit was just, it was hectic. It was a hectic time. So I just got out of the wrestling business, got into music. That's the Reader's Digest anyways. And there you go. So weird. Literally, this question just popped up. Tasumi Ashiru says, was your ear damaged in a tournament of death? Which I'm assuming is a wrestling-related question. And we were just talking about wrestling. No, I've never been in a fucking tournament of death. But I guess if I did, I would have won it. Because if I didn't, I'm just judging by the name, you'd think I'd be dead. I lost you can't see it because I got an earring in right now, but you can kind of see there's a line right here. That line goes all the way to the outside because I swung a golf club at somebody in a hardcore match and they moved and I hit the top turnbuckle with the golf club and just like that, boom. And when I hit the turnbuckle, the head of the golf club broke off and shot back and hit me in the side of the head. And it hit me so fucking hard, it cut my fucking ear off. And it fell on the ground. And I scooped it up and shoved it in my pocket. And then the other wrestler like came over to grab a hold of me. And I kicked him in the balls and grabbed him by the hair. And I said, I'll be right back. And then I threw him, jumped out of the ring, ran backstage, ran into the bathroom. And went into the bathroom mirror and looked at myself and saw fucking blood everywhere. And half my ear was gone. And I was like, holy fuck. What have I done? And then I ran across the hallway into the locker room where all the other wrestlers are fucking sitting. And I'm like 16 years old. And my trainer's in there. And like a lot of my good friends are in there. They're all sitting around the locker room. And when I come running in, everybody turns and looks at me, and I got blood everywhere and half an ear. And they're like, aren't you like in the middle of a match right now? And I was like, yeah, I'm in the middle of a match, but I just cut off half my ear with a golf club. And is this okay? Can I continue wrestling like this, or should I fucking end the match and go to the hospital? And they were all kind of like, well, it's a flesh wound. It's not like some major, it's not like a major artery or something. You'll probably be fine. And I was like, okay. And then I ran back out, wrestled for 25 minutes, finished the match. And then when I got to the back, I was driven to the hospital and this nurse sewed the shit back on. Reluctantly, she said, oh, we got to cauterize it. We got to just cauterize it. You can't sew it back on. And I was like, why can't you sew it back on? And she's like, well, it's been cut off your head, like infection and like blah, 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 blah. I was like, no, you have to sew this shit back on my fucking head. I brought it here for a reason. I don't want a fucking ugly half an ear. And she sewed it on and the fucking thing is still there. Fun fact, I was supposed to go back to the hospital and get the stitches removed that they sewed my fucking ear on with. And I never went back to the hospital and the stitches never came out. So they're like inside my ear. And like once every couple years, if it gets really cold and my ears like shrink a little bit, some of the fucking thread sticks through the surface of the skin and I can grab it and pull some of the stitching out. How fucked up is that? I don't think I've ever told anybody that before. Because that's really fucked up. But that's a real thing that happens in my life. So, there you go. Dean Mangione says, Tom, can you talk about your experience with weed? I don't know. Used to smoke a lot of weed. Like a lot of weed. Used to love to smoke weed. Haven't smoked it in a couple years, and that's really it. Never had a problem with weed. Wasn't like addicted to smoking weed. Just loved smoking weed. I had a problem with alcohol, not weed. Weed's not a big deal to me. Dewey Bishop says, can you please give my daughter Melissa Bishop a shout out? Her birthday is July 2nd. Melissa Bishop, happy early birthday. Hope you have a great one, and I hope it kicks as much ass as you do. Russ Watson says, how many times have you killed Brandon Hart in your music videos? Fun fact, Brandon Hart has played extras in like 5 or 6 of my music videos. I killed him every single time. Every single time. I used to do these like short film inspired music videos where like it was a story like about a soldier or about a priest or about these characters, a cowboy, blah, 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 blah. And I always killed everybody in the music videos. Always. I just killed everyone all the time. That was my shit. And I put Brandon in like 5 or 6 music videos, and I killed that motherfucker a bunch of times too. I think there's only been one music video that Brandon was ever in with me, aside from the, as far as the Stars music videos, which obviously there was no killing in them. But prior to that, I think out of the all 6 music videos that Brandon was in, I think I fucking offed him in like 5 of them. That was just my shit. I'd introduce all these characters, and then I just kill them all. Fuck. Melissa Troutman says, what is an unpopular opinion you have? Well, have you listened to my music? My music is essentially all unpopular opinions. All of my unpopular opinions are in my music. So just literally go listen to any song and just pick one of the thousands that are in there. That is the most disgusting iced tea on planet Earth. It is fucking horrid. Sorry, I just had to say that again. Justin, I have no idea how to pronounce your last name. Justin Bernagos says, how did you manage to overcome your mental breakdown? We've talked about this a few times. Dude, like, just to give you the Reader's Digest, I don't want to dig too deep into it, but I quit drinking, I quit partying, I quit caffeine, I quit junk food, I started reading and researching all about different types of mental illness, anxiety, and depression. I started reading books and researching. I started meditating every single day, sometimes twice a day. I started sleeping regularly. I started eating clean. I started drinking sleepy tea, which is like a calming tea. I went to therapy for a long time, and early on in my recovery, I took a plethora of different medications that were all prescribed to me to help me deal with the anxiety and depression and mental unwellness and blah, 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 blah. So it's all those things. There's not any one thing that you're going to be able to do that is going to overcome a mental illness or mental unwellness. There's not one magic step that you can take to overcome a mental breakdown. It is it takes a long time to have a mental breakdown. Years and years and years and years and years of abuse and poor decisions and treating yourself shitty. It takes years and years and years to develop a complete unraveling of your psyche. So when you abuse yourself for that long and then it culminates in a mental breakdown, it's like all the wire has come off the spool. You know what I mean? And you're not just going to wrap all the wire back up overnight. It takes time. You have to be dedicated and take it seriously. And it's a slow, tedious, difficult, painful it's just really hard thing to do. So it's not about doing any one major thing. It's about doing dozens of small things. Cutting shit out of your diet, caffeine, alcohol, cigarettes, weed, drugs, and replacing everything you cut out with good stuff. Exercise, reading, researching, sleeping good, eating good, drinking good, meditating, etc. It's a conglomerate of a bunch of little things that you can do, and all of those things combined make a massive difference in your life. So that's how. So let me just circle back here one time real quick. The reason why we're here is a brand new video, and I'm just doing this. I'll be really quick about it, and then I'll jump back into the questions. I promise I'll be quick. But for the people that may have just joined or joined partway through, the reason why we are doing this live stream right now is I have a brand new video dropping this Friday at 9 a.m. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm dropping the artwork for that video. If you want to see the video before anybody else, join the Hangover Gang newsletter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Links to both of those things are pinned in the comments right now. As soon as this live stream's done, I will post them one more time in the comments and make it easy for you guys to find. New video Friday, 9 a.m. Artwork drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. Join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Subscribe to YouTube. That's all I really have to say. I just hope that everybody is ready to share the hell out of that video on Friday. Like I said, man, it's going to be really, really, really difficult for us to attain sort of the explosion that happened with snowflakes. It's going to be really, really difficult for us to break those records or even match those numbers because they were just so astronomical with snowflakes. So that's going to be a really difficult grind. So I'd really, 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 really appreciate it if you guys were ready to share it on Friday and ready to download the song and ready to stream it and post it everywhere. And it would just mean the world. And thank you in advance for that. You've seen what we've been capable of in the past, especially with snowflakes, like 4 number ones on Billboard and breaking all types of personal records and trending and number 1 on the charts and blah, 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 blah. You guys know what we're capable of. When Hangover Gang comes together, it's absolutely undeniable. So I would appreciate that same type of love and support and help on Friday morning at 9 a.m. when the video drops. And also, like I said, man, this video is a giant fuck you to a lot of people. And the more we share it, and the bigger it gets, and the faster it grows, the more people who we get that video in front of, the more people who are going to get slapped in the fucking face by this song. And they deserve it, and I can't wait, and I appreciate you guys' help. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to flip through here and do some more questions. Melissa Carey Weems says, has a large record label tried to sign you? Yes, tons of them. It used to be on a pretty constant basis, but I've told everybody to fuck off so many times now that it's slowed down considerably. It's still like once a week type of thing. Some A&R from some fucking label is barking up our fucking tree trying to get somebody's attention, but like you guys already know, man, I'm not interested in doing anything other than what we're doing right now, exactly how we want to do it right now. I'm not interested in sacrificing the integrity of what we're doing to make a couple bucks. It's just never gonna fucking happen. So it's at this point in time, it's independent or nothing, and I don't see that changing. So. Nicholas Notham says, how have you kept to your values without crossing your own values and morals with writing music and the industry? That's kind of a strange question. I know what you're getting at. The way that you've worded it's a little convoluted, I think. But, man, like, I don't know, dude. Like, it's weird, bro. Like, I don't know if, I guess I have to attribute it to my folks. Like, I've never been that guy who gets their fucking head in the clouds and thinks that they're a fucking super duper star and like treats people different or starts acting differently because they have some money or some fame or what. I've never been that type of guy. I've always just like kept my fucking feet on the ground. That's like when Nova's like, you can't just walk outside and you can't just fucking go to somebody's neighborhood and shoot a video. People are going to bother you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? No, they're not. Let's just drive for an hour and pick a neighborhood and fucking shoot it there. And she's like, people are going to bother you, man. Like, you're everywhere on the internet. Like, people are going to bother you. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like, nobody knows who the fuck I am. People don't give a shit. Like, people don't care. Like, that's really, like, how I am. And then when I'm out there and people are like, oh, my God, Tom, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? I don't feel any different than I felt 5 years ago. I really don't. I've said it before, man. I always thought that, like, that life would be different and I would feel different when you get to these places, right? Like, when I had 5,000 likes, I was like, oh, man, like, things are going to be so different when I have 10,000 likes. And then I got 10,000 likes and I was like, I don't feel any different. Well, things are going to be so different when I get 100,000 likes. And then you get 100,000 likes or 100,000 views or whatever the fuck it is. I'm just trying to quantify it. And then you get to 100,000 and you're like, I don't feel any different. This is weird. And then you're like, I need 1 million likes and 1 million views. And then you get there and you're like, it's still the same. So it's just, to me, it's like, no matter how fucking high you climb up this ladder, you keep setting these goals and these destinations, and you feel like when you arrive at this destination, like you're gonna feel a certain way, and life's gonna be different, and things are gonna have changed, and blah 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 blah. But you just keep arriving at these locations, and nothing's changed. You don't feel different. Life is not different. Like, yeah, there's a few more people hanging out, couple more lights at the shows, selling a few more CDs, whatever. But things don't really change. And that's like the most eye-opening part about this. Some people let that shit change them. Some people literally fucking change. They get to that 10,000 or that 100,000 or that million and they fucking switch up. Fucking weak people. Weak fucking weirdo fucking people. Like, I don't feel any different. Tom at 1 million feels no different than Tom at 500. It just doesn't. I don't feel any different. That was the most eye-opening part of this whole shit for me, was after I knocked off a bunch of these milestones and I didn't feel any different and things felt the same to me, I was like, holy shit, like, I need to stop setting these destinations and expecting things to change or be different, and then arriving at these destinations because they're fictional, not real places. You never really arrive anywhere. You never arrive at 100,000. You never arrive at 1 million. You don't arrive. You never get to a place that is gratifying or self-fulfilling. You never actually reach that destination. One day you arrive at the end of your life. That's the only place you arrive at. When you're 85 years old and you're moments from death, you arrive in that moment. And I don't want to be the type of person who looks back and thought like, holy shit, all those destinations that I was trying to reach and that I was trying to get to, that I made up in my head, that didn't end up meaning fucking anything. It's not the fucking destination, these fictional destinations that we make for ourselves. It's the fucking journey along the way. And some people get so fucking zoned in and so lost in the concept of hands on the fucking wheel, foot to the gas, look out the fucking front windshield. I got to get to this place. I got to get to this place. I got to get to this place. And before you know it, you're fucking 85 years old. You've passed all those fucking places and you realize you never once fucking stopped to look out the fucking window and enjoy what's going on around you. And that's like how I feel. I'm trying to spend as much time enjoying what the fuck is going on around me and less time fucking foot to the gas, hands on the fucking, looking out the front window. Like, that's my nature, but I'm doing my best to slow that down and chill out a little bit. And And I think it was just my mom and my dad just instilled in me, like, no matter how far you go, how fast you move, how big you get, be your fucking self. Keep your goddamn feet on the ground and be a fucking good person. Be kind. Don't fucking lose yourself in all this stupid bullshit. The cars and clothes and jewelry and fucking blah, 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 blah. It's just all trappings of fucking misery. So yeah, I think that's kind of how I stayed grounded, is my folks and you guys and my girlfriend. And, you know, a lot of these rappers aren't half bad people. The problem is they keep 30 motherfuckers around them that don't give a shit about their best interests, that don't fucking care about the decisions they make, that their happiness doesn't fucking matter to them. So it's like, one guy who might be a good dude is surrounded by 30 fucking assholes who really don't give a shit. And then, you know, they allow that guy to lose himself. I only keep people around me that I fuck with, who I love, whose opinions I respect, and people that help me be the best version of myself that I can possibly be. And the people around me don't let my feet come off the fucking ground. So there you go. What else we got going on here? Jessica Charette said, what is your favorite thing about writing music? Let me just rephrase that and say, what's my favorite thing about music in general? Writing is my favorite part. Not huge on producing stuff. I enjoy it and I've learned to love it, but my favorite part is the actual writing. The only thing that's better than the writing for me is giving that song to the world or giving that video to the world and seeing what people say about it and hearing their emotional reaction to it and gauging the impact that it's having and hearing from you guys what you think about the new video. That's like the best part for me. Like, you guys know I sit around and watch the reaction videos after I drop a video. I want to know what people are thinking. I want to know how people feel. I want to make an impact, and I want to know that that's working. So my favorite part is putting the music out into the world. It's just such a gratifying experience. That's my favorite part. Another person, Aaron Solomon, says, have you stayed so grounded through this? You're amazing to all your fans. I think we just talked about that, and thank you. I appreciate that. Tiffany Shadle says, how do you manage to do your music and videos and merch, shipping, etc., and still have time to have a life? Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't have time to have a life. My life is making music and shooting videos and designing merch and dropping merch and releasing merch and packing merch and blah, blah, blah. That is my life. That's literally what I do every day, all day long. That's it. With the exception of 20 minutes in the pool and an hour of video games at night. That's all I do. So that might sound sad to a lot of people. But I really, truly do love what I do. So, you know, when I'm working 20 hours around the clock and stuff, I don't feel like, you know, I've worked a lot of different jobs. I've worked in retail. I've worked at fucking weed stores when I was a kid. I worked construction. I worked as a heavy duty mechanic for a long time, working on big rigs and construction vehicles. I was a carpenter for years and years and years. I was a scaffolder for years and years and years. And like, those jobs, not something that I'd want to be doing 20 hours a day. The 8-hour-a-day shifts were fine with me. The 10-hour-a-day shifts were fine. The 12s and the 16s, I hated. I had a real hard time waking up and going to work when I was doing that stuff. I don't have a hard time waking up and going to work when I'm doing what I love. I really don't. And I shouldn't bitch about how much I work and how tired I am, because I really do enjoy it. People are constantly telling me, Tom, take a break. Tom, relax. Tom, take a vacation. Tom, press pause for a minute. I'm telling you, you never met a motherfucker more miserable than a ToM MAcDonAlD on a fucking vacation. I love working. If I'm on vacation, all I'm thinking about the whole fucking time is there is so much shit that I should be doing right now. I don't really enjoy doing a lot of things. I enjoy being a pro wrestler. I enjoy being a musician and an artist. And I enjoy working towards those things, my career and stuff like that. I don't enjoy much else. Like, not like a fucking huge theme park guy. Like, and I like to get shit-faced when I was a kid. That's it. I'm not like a big, like, oh, let's go to the movies, or like, let's go fucking bumper cars, or like, whatever the fuck else it is that people like. I don't really like that much shit. I don't genuinely enjoy it. I love doing what I'm doing now. I love working, and that's it. That being said, I can't fucking wait to get on some bumper cars and rock the shit out of some people. It's been a while since I was on bumper cars. Maybe I do like other shit. I'm just so fucking busy doing this shit that I never give myself the opportunity to think about the other shit that I might like fucking doing. I don't know. All right, guys. I think we've been on here for like an hour and a half, and I got all this talk about me working has just reminded me that I have a fucking million things that I have to do. So I'll just leave it at that. I hope you guys had a good time, man. I had a good time tonight. It feels like it's been a while since we were live, so I appreciate everybody being here with me tonight. I know that everybody is very, very busy, and I'm sure that you guys have your own things that you love doing that you would rather be doing than sitting here listening to me piss and moan about my life. But I do appreciate you guys being here, man. Fucking happy Wednesday to everyone. Brand new video this Friday, 9 a.m. And like I said, man, it's going to kick people in the teeth. It's going to knock their fucking socks off. I haven't done a song like this in a long time. And it's time. The time is now. Friday morning, 9 a.m., brand new music video. Please be ready to share that thing like fucking crazy. Let's top some charts. Let's go viral. Let's throw middle fingers up to millions of people. I cannot fucking wait to give this to you guys. I'm so excited. I will keep you posted on Nova and her condition. Like I said, she's much better now. And we both send our love to everybody out there and really appreciate all the well wishes and everybody checking on us. Thank you. It was a wild night, but next stop is new video Friday morning. Dropping the artwork tomorrow at 9 a.m. if y'all want to meet me here. And join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Subscribe to YouTube if you want to be one of the first to see the new video. Usually I leave people with a little bit of wisdom. What wisdom will I bestow upon people today? That was such a fucking... I really don't think that much of myself where I'm going to bestow wisdom on people, but usually I have a good one-liner or some shit. What's the one that I've been thinking of a lot lately? There's this quote that says, what is it? The wolf atop the hill is never as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. Which is pretty much just saying that whoever is up on a pedestal at a time, somebody's going to knock them off that fucking pedestal. So here is the takeaway. In a typical scenario, sure. Maybe the wolf climbing the hill is hungrier than the wolf atop the hill. This is the key. Be hungry. Get to be the wolf on the top of the hill. And don't stop being hungry. Ever. People seem to think that once they've proved themselves, they never have to do it ever again. One of the quotes that stuck with me from my pro wrestling days was, you're only as good as your last match. Doesn't matter if you had a great match 5 years ago. What was your last match like? And that ties into this. The wolf atop the hill is never as hungry as the wolf climbing it. Bullshit. Be the wolf on top of the hill. Remain the hungriest fucking wolf out there. Never stop proving yourself. You can prove yourself once to everybody else that's standing watching you. Never stop proving yourself to you. That's how you win. I've said it before. I'm not the best rapper in the world. I'm not the best producer in the world. I'm not the best at anything. I am really fucking good at being myself. And that's why I win a lot. So everybody out there, I want you to know the coolest fucking thing that you can be on the planet. The coolest thing you can be on the planet is not be the guy with the most money, not be the guy with the most girlfriends, not be the guy with the nicest car, not be the guy with the best clothes. The coolest person you can be is literally not giving a fuck about being yourself. That's the coolest motherfucker on the planet. Ride around town with that in your heads. I hope it helps. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. It's Hangover Gang forever. New video Friday, 9 a.m. Love y'all. Peace.